Once I was doing a training under my supervisor, and he just handed over me a piece of paper, and some values in time domain were written on it. He told me that is monthly motor operation report, that how long this motor has been run. That motor was B7A. That was the name of that motor, B7A. So B, and he asked me that here's the data, and I want to know that how much total motor kilowatts, and then the kilowatt hour, the energy that motor consumed, and the total bill of that motor at the end of the month. So it was very difficult to do this time domain calculation on the piece of paper, because I did, and there was some lot of mistakes, because when you take carry in decimal calculation domain, you take one carry, but when you are doing subtraction and addition in time domain, you have to take the carry of 60 1 hour, and then do the calculation, which are complex and they can cause error. So to solve the problem, I just generated this code. After doing a lot of intense calculation in very powerful simulation tools like MATLAB, Simulink, and PSpice, this and that, Arduino, I thought, why not solve the real world problem that we are faced every day in our offices. So for this, I just made this program. So I have entered this 7 days values to check my program is working correctly or not. So here in this box, I will enter when the motor was started, and started pumping water, and this is the end time. So after 5 hours and 15 minutes, this motor has run in that date. On second date, this motor started at 8:30 and then stopped at 11:25. So total it ran for 2 hours and 55 minutes. Same as this motor started, B7A motor, at 10:51, and then this motor ended at 17:39. Stopped at, now it ran 6 hours and 48 minutes. So after doing this, here is the answer in total time the motor has run in the whole month. So there was no values, so I'm just calculating the hours for a week for the sake of this simulation, for the sake of this video. But keep in mind, the domain is very important, the domain where we are using, and settings. Now go to format cell, and you will see that we are using 1330 time type, because AM PM is not our concern or any other. So we have to use 1330 instead of going 1 AM PM. No, this format. Of this, you have to make this format as well as this 1330 format. Okay, and this thing should also the same. But when we come over here actually we are converting this time into our decimal number. This time domain number or time is now being converted to our decimal. Why we are doing it? Because we have to do some calculation, we have some multiplication, division, subtraction going on. So it's impossible to do this kind of operation with a time. We can do it with digits, with numbers, not with time. Time is another domain. So for this, I have converted this time into this. For this, there is a formula used, that is the cell I6 into 24. This formula will convert this time into a number in decimal form. We will tell that how much the motor has run in decimal number. Now we can easily do some kind of manipulation. So here I'm just destroying this cell. The cell in this color are our input cell. We have to put some input into it. So the motor B7A is 3-phase actually, and then it draws like 12 ampere of current, and the power factor of this motor is 0.85 after that. So this is the data that we have to put in. Now the total kilowatt of this motor are 7 kilowatt, and the kilowatt hour are like this 328.92 kilowatt hour, which is actually energy, electrical energy. And then there is per unit cost. So here is the unit of cost. So in Pakistan we are just using 14 rupees per unit. I don't know about the Canada and USA how much dollar they are charging for 1 unit, but in Pakistan they are charging 14 rupees for 1 unit. With this calculation, the software is telling us that the total motor capacity in kilowatt is standpoint, the kilowatt hours are 328.92. Those are our energy that is consumed by this motor, and that this thing is the rupees that in these 7 days this motor consumed 4,605 rupees. Is RS formula that has been used. Here's the formula that has been used, and hope you like this calculation. Now it's very easy for me to just put things over here and then here, and Excel will do the calculations and it will tell me everything what my boss wants. And if there are some extra thing that he wants, like what are the bill or something else that he wants to know about the bill. And for example, let's change the rate. If the unit is 14 rupees, if we change it to 12 rupees, then what will be the consumption of energy that is consumed when the when the per unit cost is 12? It will change definitely this price. So here we are 4,605, and if the unit is changed from 14 to 12, as you can see, 3,900. And if the unit price gets very low, like 6, as you can see, it's consuming just 2,000, round about 1,974. So it's very easy thing, just keep checking the values and it will tell you. So my boss said that there is another motor that is running with the same specification. Now tell me, this motor is 400 watts and it consumes actually 250 amperes. It's a heavy motor, and the power factor is 0.95, and the cost is like 12 rupees per unit. So as you can see, the energy consumed for the 7 days is this, the kilowatt, 164 kilowatt of this motor, and now you can see 91,905 rupees is consumed with this giant motor. And there are motors that consume that much of current. So that was, hope you will like it, and I will upload this file, Excel file, to MediaShare, and you can download it and use it. And if you have any question, please comment it below in the comment section. I appreciate questions. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.